there's 10 players you need to know, and we're just going to get right into this. And I'm not trying to take anybody's time. All right. And he has at number 1, Jalen Johnson. Of course, we're going to go through right before we start and tell you everyone, Jalen Johnson, Gordon Hayward, and he put Gordon Hayward on there, which I agree is because he's been injury prone. Matt Ryan, who, if you guys have been following the Boston Celtics and Minnesota Timberwolves for the last 2 years, and even the Lakers, he's been a guy bouncing around. He worked as a graveyard, like cemetery dude. Moses Moody, all right. Keontae George, Aaron Nesmith, Julian Strawther, Drew Eubanks, Naz Reid, and that's who he has on the list. So let's go right into it and talk about each one. And, of course, Jalen Johnson. Look, Collins left, and now Jalen Johnson is literally being like a point forward for this team. Like, he's being used as if he's Pascal Siakam. And Johnson's averaging 2 steals and 1.1 blocks per 100 possessions. And yeah, he's not a perimeter threat or anything, but it wasn't like Collins was a huge floor spacer. But what Jalen Johnson's bringing is a guy who's a cutter, a lob dunker, a secondary facilitator, and a guy who can guard 1 through 5. And honestly, if you guys aren't a fan of his, I don't know why you aren't, because this kid can flat out play. And his numbers right now, 18 PER, 63% true shooting, 22 points, 13.8 rebounds per 100 possessions. And he's had 14 dunks in 7 games. That's 2 a game. Gordon Hayward. And you're thinking, why is he on this list? It's literally, this guy was hurt for the last few years. And he brings up a great point. He's averaging 24.6 points per 100 possessions, which is insane efficiency for what he was. And I think it's definitely going to be interesting to see how it goes, because I think a guy like Gordon Hayward is going to be targeted if he's still healthy. And I definitely want to see what he could do. What he could do if a team maybe like the Lakers, or I don't even know who else. But basically the thought is some contending team, the Sixers or the Suns. Nah, not the Suns, but the Lakers. Definitely the Lakers or Sixers are the first 2 teams that come to my head that, like, hey, maybe they package like either Gabe Vincent or D'Angelo Russell and somebody else. And then the Sixers could package like Furkan Korkmaz and or Martin with a combination of Marcus Morris, Nick Batum, Robert Covington, if he's still healthy at the deadline. Now let's go over here, and we got Matt Ryan, who, dude, this guy's coming out. He's shooting 42% from 3, making 6 threes, okay, in a game where in a game against Detroit. And he's right now averaging double figures. And I think it's like 10 per. He's like per game. And dude, 41% of his threes, it's pretty crazy. And this is all because Trey Murphy and half the Najee Marshall's hurt. So they've literally out of necessity needed a guy like Mr. Matt Ryan to come in. Moses Moody has been a guy who he's established himself as a guy in the playoff rotation, but during the regular season, he was always in and out. And now he's literally playing really well. And so far, I mean, he's shooting like 36% from 3. I've always thought he was like the most guaranteed highest floor out of Kuminga in him. And it's great to see that like they're really using that 3-and-D guy to the best of their abilities, because I feel like that's something that's being definitely underutilized. And I don't know. I think when we look at the rest of the list, Keontae George, I was surprised that he had this. And they said that Keontae George was going to be their point guard. And this guy goes hard to the paint. But I still, the Jazz have tried Talen Horton-Tucker, Colin Sexton, and Jordan Clarkson, and no one's really been the point guard, but it seems like Keontae George has been like the better out of the 2. So, there's that. And the last 2, I mean, dude, Aaron Nesmith got that 3-year, $33 million deal. He's hitting like 45% of his threes. He's grabbing rebounds. He can guard 1 through 4. He's their small ball 5. Like, he's kind of becoming like the perfect modern day 4. Julian Strawther comes in and he's hitting all 23 of his 53 3-pointers have been made, 43%. Like, this guy's coming in and just hitting everything. If you guys didn't know who Drew Eubanks was with the Spurs, then he went to the Blazers, now with the Suns, and they got him on a great deal. It's not the first time he's backed up Nurkic, so he knows what to do, and he does a great job at doing it. And then Naz Reid's over here making himself look like a 6th Man of the Year candidate. And if he doesn't win 6th Man of the Year, I'd be surprised, because through 6 games, he's 63% on 2s, 46% on 3s, and 95% from the line. Well, it's absurd. And, it's going to be interesting to see how this team plays out. But I think this was a good list by John Hollinger. So links in the description if you guys want to read the article yourselves. But that's it for me. Peace out.